Welcome to this video showing you how easy it is to create inspection documentation from a DWG file in SOLIDWORKS Inspection 2018. We're going to challenge ourselves to see if we can create our inspection documentation from scratch in under 5 minutes. Keep your eyes glued to see if we can manage it. 3, 2, 1, and we're off. So what's happening now is that we're loading up a DWG file. This DWG file can be created in any CAD software, showing you that SOLIDWORKS Inspection is entirely CAD neutral. Therefore you can create your drawings in any of the CAD programs and still import them into SOLIDWORKS Inspection 2018. So this DWG file contains various information such as inspection dimensions, normal dimensions, geometric tolerances, and of course your title block. Using the brand new to 2018 Smart Extract tool, we can quickly and easily grab all the information we need to set up our general settings. So things like the part and document name, the drawing and part number, the revisions, and also the materials. We can easily extract all of this information with just a click of a mouse. Don't worry if you don't have a DWG file or a PDF with a readable text layer. You can still use the optical character recognition software to just drag a box over the information you need, so you can really quickly and easily propagate all the values for your settings and for your characteristics. Now look at that, we set up our entire project in just over 1 minute. And now we're just going to set our sample size and our AQL level of 2.5%. We're now going to start extracting our annotations using the Smart Extract tool. But first of all, we're going to make hidden the annotations that we've already extracted as a characteristic, which makes it far easier for us to see which annotations we've extracted and which we have not. We've now started collecting our information. First of all, we're starting off with the inspection dimensions, and then following through into our reference dimensions and our tolerance dimensions. Notice that SOLIDWORKS Inspection understands whether the annotation we're extracting is a diameter or a linear dimension, and automatically fills this in for us. As we're extracting our dimensions, SOLIDWORKS Inspection is automatically calculating our upper and lower limits as we go along, fully updating our characteristics for our report, which we're going to export later on. So as you can see, all we're doing is click, click, mouse click, 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 and we're extracting our characteristics as quickly as that with no effort at all. In as little as 2 minutes, we have captured all of our dimensions, automatically calculating our upper and lower limits. Look at that, we even have the ability to accurately extract our geometric tolerances. And we can trust that SOLIDWORKS Inspection is extracting our characteristics correctly with no errors whilst calculating the upper and lower limits automatically. So now that we've extracted all of our characteristics, including the notes, we can now show all of our ballooned items. And in just 2.5 minutes, we've created a fully annotated ballooned drawing, where we've captured every single one of the characteristics and automatically calculated their upper and lower limits. I wager that if you did this manually, it would have taken over 1 hour. So now we're going through optimizing our balloon placement, because I, like most engineers, take pride in the neatness of my drawings. What we've done here is create zero error documentation. Zero error, I hear you ask? Well, absolutely, yes. SOLIDWORKS has automatically calculated all the limits for us, so we no longer have to do it manually, therefore eliminating every error we make when creating inspection documentation manually. We're now going to export fully accurate zero error inspection documentation. First of all, we're going to export it as a ballooned PDF. In my days inspecting exhaust manifolds for the F1 industry, I was forever trying to interpret my engineers' dodgy at best, dangerous at worst inspection documentation. Riddled with errors because the limits were calculated manually, often on the back of an envelope before being carelessly plugged into Excel. Don't get me wrong, they were fantastic engineers, but found creating inspection documentation a total chore. So 4 minutes gone, we've already created our accurate PAP report. Notice how it's automatically calculated our upper and lower limits. Now the tools don't just stop there for the engineer, they also help out the inspector. Notice that when a dimension is inserted between the limits, the cross turns green, and due to the conditional formatting, again, if the dimension is outside the limit, the cross will stay red. There we have it, fully annotated, ballooned, zero error drawings and PAP inspection report in just 4 minutes 23 seconds. Now think of the time this software is going to save you. Engineers often find collecting all those characteristics a bit of a chore, because it can often take literally hours using a manual process. Surely it's far better for an engineer to spend their time creating those fantastic, intricate and novel designs, not spending hours on inspection reports. So you no longer need to make those excuses. We don't create inspection documentation because it takes too long. Or we don't use SOLIDWORKS, therefore we cannot use SOLIDWORKS inspection. I've just proven to you that very quickly you can now create zero error documentation in just a few clicks of the mouse from any DWG file.